So with the Summer Olympics behind us, I figured it'd be cool to kind of see some of the statistics of the Olympics throughout time from different countries around the world. There are some pretty cool, interesting, fun ones that I never even knew about. But before we get started, if you like this video, please give it that thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Without further ado, let's jump into this. So bam, starting off, how many medals have your countries won on the Summer Olympics? As you can see here, all this can't be completely accurate just because as you see here in Russia, it says 424. So this map isn't including the USSR. So I'm not 100% sure if all these are including their past country of what they were called at a certain point in time. Then with Germany, you can see here 655. I don't know if that's like including West Germany, East Germany, because it was split into two different, parts of Germany at some point in history. The United States apparently has the most. This is Summer Olympics. This isn't including winter. So we have 2,629. I think second place would technically be Britain with 916, according to this map at least. One thing I find interesting is like if you look at Latin America, every country has something except one. Well, I mean, does this count? I mean, isn't that part of France? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Australia has 547. You can't. They didn't give you New Zealand's number, but it says more than 100 basically if it's in green. So if they're in green, they're over 100. And if they're in blue, they're over 500. So there's a lot of Europe. A lot of European countries that are blue or green. And there's a few that are just red, which is, I mean, everyone's won one. I think it's more interesting to see which countries have not won any. I'm surprised, actually, that India only has 35 because they're such a giant country with so many people. So, like, according to this map, this is just taking into account European countries. As you can see here, Russia has a lot more. So, most likely, this is because, you're including the Soviet Union's numbers. So, it's not just Russia now. The same with Germany, as you can see here, has 1346 compared to the last map we just looked at. This is probably including West Germany, East Germany, and regular Germany combined. Britain, of course, has a lot. France has a lot. Italy has a good number as well. I like how we got 2 right here. So it's cool to see Luxembourg has 2. There's a lot of 1s down here, and there's surprisingly some 0s that I didn't know about. I wanted to look at a combined Summer and Winter Olympics. So as you can see here with the Summer and Winter Olympics combination, you have Austria with 346, Switzerland with 374, Korea with 364, 367. Sorry, this is South Korea. I actually don't know if North Korea has any. Anyways, regardless, Finland had 480, Netherlands 469, Canada 551. I mean, a good amount of people have like basically almost, anywhere from 300 to 900. Germany, Britain, China, France, Italy, Switzerland, Norway, Russia. Okay, so look at this. They got Germany here, and then they have East Germany with 519. So if you combine those, technically, they'll be at like basically almost 1,500 medals, right? And then they also, as you can see here, have Russia with 544, but then they have the USSR with 1,200. So when you combine those two, that's like an extra, that's 1,700. I mean, obviously, the United States have been around for a very long time without changing their country's flag, and we do have a pretty high population, so we do have the most, almost at 3,000 golden medals. And I don't know, if that's ever gonna not golden medals, sorry, medals in general with Summer and Winter Olympics. I mean, we do have, a really high population. So don't know if anyone's ever gonna get close to that. I mean, the next closest person is Germany because the USSR doesn't really exist anymore. Or no, I'm sorry, Britain technically with 1,000. So they would have to get another 2,000. I mean, anything's possible. And so I figured, speaking about the United States, since we have such a high number of medals, I was kind of wondering where from the U.S. state-wise do most medalists come from. And according to this map, it seems like it's California, which honestly isn't surprising because it's the most populated state in the United States. So this isn't surprising to me whatsoever. And we have won 114. These are gold medals specifically since 1924. So there might be actually more because obviously there's a lot more Olympics that have happened. Number 2 is actually New York. And then this is actually kind of surprising. Illinois is number 3 with 31. Texas isn't surprising because I figured, it's a pretty big state as well with exactly 31. So Illinois is actually doing pretty well. Then you got Pennsylvania with 22, Michigan with 18, Maryland with 18, Georgia. Oh, Alabama made in the top 10. That's crazy. That's pretty awesome, actually. Where's Florida? Florida's 12. And then the ones that I find interesting are ones with just 1. You got Nevada with 1, at least 1, Idaho with 1, Wyoming with 1, which is pretty crazy because Wyoming got 500,000 people. So that's pretty good, statistic wise. Maine only has 1, Alaska only has 1, and then these actually have 0. Vermont, New Hampshire, Delaware, North Dakota, and Rhode Island. It's kind of shocking because it's all on the East Coast mostly. So looking at states that have never won a gold medal, I wanted to see, countries that have never won a gold medal or medal in general. As you can see, this map shows the ones in brown have never won a medal. So Bolivia, which we saw on the other map, has never won a medal. You got Mali, Chad, Burkina Faso, the DRC, Angola, Madagascar, Yemen, and then of course, get a few micro-states, and then obviously tiny islands. I mean, this isn't, crazy, I guess. You have a smaller population, so it's a lot harder. This map also highlights countries that have never won a gold medal, so they might have won a medal, just not gold. Which is actually cool, because that means there's a lot of countries that have won gold medals, because there's not as many countries that have not won gold medals. I don't know if I phrased that properly. It sounds dumb the way I said it, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. And now reading, this is talking of what happened during Rio de Janeiro. So this is actually an older map. But to update some of this is an updated 2024 version. Countries that have won for their country that have never won ever. So as you can see here, Julian Alfred is the very first woman from her country, or person in general, that has ever won a medal in the Olympics. So that's pretty awesome. I mean, that's also cool to see. And it's even crazier that, you know, she won the gold. Country's never won a medal ever, and then she just goes straight to gold. No bronze, no silver, no nothing. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Next gentleman right here actually has won his very first also gold medal for his country, Cape Verde. David de Pina, I think is how you pronounce his name. You can also remove Cape Verde off of that list of never winning a gold medal or even a medal in general. And the other two that we have on this list is Thea Lafond from Dominica with the triple jump with a national record of 15.02 meters. Those are some of the newer people who have finally gotten a medal for the country. We're gonna see what happens 4 years from now. It could always change. This is a list of basically the first medal each country has won and what year they won, what medal they won, and what they were essentially doing to win the medal. Some of the oldest that I see on this list was Australia in 1896, winning gold for athletics for the 1500, which is kind of cool. 1896. Austria, same. 1896, they won the silver for the 100-meter freestyle. Belgium, 1900, they won gold for the first time. It was the first medal at 1900 games in Belgium. This is crazy. One of the newer ones, Bermuda, 2021. Well, 2020, whatever. Won the women's triathlon in Tokyo. Denmark, 1896, gold. Weightlifting. Germany in 1896, they won the gold in parallel bars competition. Great Britain, 1896. Elliott won the gold in the weightlifting one-handed lift. Greece in 1896, the bronze for men's triple jump. Switzerland, 1896, the silver for gymnast in the men's vault. And of course, the United States, 1896, they won the gold in the men's triple jump. First gold medal at a modern game for any country. Last thing I wanted to check out when I was looking into some of these cool statistics with the Olympics is athletes who have the most medals. So of course, these are the top 40. Most of them have 10, 11, 12, 13. And we get to the very top, number 1, Michael Phelps with 28 medals. I don't know if that'll ever be beaten. That's insane. I never really watched the Olympics growing up, but I knew who Michael Phelps was. Of course, he's retired, so, you know, it's not like that number's going to go any higher. And then the next two, number 2, she's from the USSR, so most likely she's also retired. We got Norway with 15, with this woman, who I believe is also retired. And then obviously 4 is USSR. But number 5, Kata Ledecky, she's still going. So, I mean, you know, 14 to 28, you never know. She might make it. I don't know how much more she's going or if she's ever going to retire. She's doing really good right now, so I don't see why she would stop. Most Olympic gold medalists, obviously Michael Phelps. Out of those 28, 23 of them are gold, which is crazy. Kata Ledecky, she got 9. That's crazy. That's like the second number is 9. So that's kind of crazy. Funny story, I actually got to meet Michael Phelps in real life. He was literally randomly decided to go into a restaurant that I used to work at, and I served him and his family food. Of course, he didn't want to be known, so he was wearing a bunch of like a hoodie and like covered up, and I'm just like, oh, that's Michael Phelps. That's cool. So I pretended like I didn't know who he was. Cool guy though. Pretty nice. So there you have it. Those are some of the statistics and facts of the Olympics that I found online that I thought were really interesting to me. Hopefully you found some of them interesting to you as well. I now almost always watch the Olympics every year because it's fun to watch and see just the different countries, you know, competing to, you know, for fun and try to be the best at whatever sport they do.